astounding. Its change on a scale so slow, it defies imagination. But change occurs in a flash on a lake in Malawi, Africa. Here, mysterious smoke gives rise to new life. In Africa, Lake Malawi is the third deepest lake in the world and bigger than the state of New Jersey. It sustains more fish species than any other lake on Earth. But what hides in its depths is its biggest mystery. More than 2,000 feet below the surface, lake fly midges are hatching. Only a fraction of an inch long, the midges are defenseless. But in the safety of these depths, most will survive. In just 2 weeks, they mature from egg to full-grown adult. Near the time of the new moon, they rise. At dawn, the first of millions upon millions of newly hatched lake flies. Early explorers told tales of lakes that smoked as if on fire. But these living columns are actually flies, mating. For up to 48 hours, the lake flies mate in a frenzied swarm. They drop their eggs into the water and then quickly die. The eggs sink back to the safety of the bottom, renewing the unlikely cycle of life. On the other side of the globe, in Central America, a very different kind of abyss reveals its secrets. This is a window into a mysterious and treacherous underground world. The ancient Maya called these pools of water cenotes, or sacred wells. These flooded entrances to water-filled caves were their only source of fresh water. But they were also a source of fear. And it's easy to imagine why. The Maya believed cenotes were gateways to the underworld. Hundreds of years ago, the Maya cast precious objects and human beings into these wells as sacrifices to their gods. Only recently have humans gained the technology and courage to explore the miles of underwater caves. But one wrong move, and their bones will join the victims of ancient sacrifices. This is an unforgiving and hostile place. More than 300 miles of underwater cave tunnels with no light and no air, and almost no exits to the world above. The extent of this subterranean world is still unknown, and with good reason. Underwater caving is one of the deadliest sports on Earth. Running out of air when the nearest exit is hundreds of yards away means death. To avoid getting lost, divers carry a spool of string. It is a literal lifeline. The string doubles as a measuring tape, a technique used here in Mexico to map what's likely to be the longest underwater cave system on the planet, with over 100 miles already charted. Caving often requires pushing yourself through narrow gaps in the rock. Cavers call them squeezes. The tighter the squeeze, the greater the risk. A simple tear or break in the scuba gear will cut off the vital supply of oxygen. Every year, divers, unprepared or just unlucky, meet their deaths in underwater caves. In these conditions, a diver could easily become disoriented and never see daylight again. The vast, unexplored network of underwater caves below our feet is a world so bizarre, it seems more like outer space than planet Earth. To explore here is to stare down death and enter the darkness. The flooded caverns can play tricks on the mind. What seems like air isn't. It's just another kind of water. This is a halocline, a meeting of fresh and salt water. Fresh water from the jungle flows over the heavier salt water from the sea. The saltwater layer carries little oxygen, making it an unforgiving place for freshwater life. Yet, some manage, like the remipede, one of the world's most ancient crustaceans. How it survives here remains a mystery. These caves are so remote, scientists are only just beginning to penetrate their secrets. Much of the precious oxygen so lacking in the wet caves is produced by rainforests, which supply nearly half of the world's oxygen. The Amazon rainforest is a world of extremes. Its year-round sun and its unimaginable wealth of resources has fostered a diversity like no place on Earth. Rainforests cover only 6% of the Earth, but the band between the two tropics contains over half its plants and animals. In the rainforest, the ground is the abyss, and the summit is up in the treetop canopy. Up here, it's like the roof of the world. It looks idyllic, but there's no escaping the constant heat. Add in 9 feet of rainfall a year, and it makes for a humid, sticky existence. Every day in the Amazon, tamarins search the canopy for all kinds of food. The fig tree is a favorite for everybody. Because so many different species of animals live here, survival depends on learning to coexist. Here, the first to dine are the spider monkeys. These large primates are morning feeders. Getting to the ripe fruit first means more to choose from. Tiny emperor tamarins